today I kind of want to talk about a topic that's been on my mind a lot lately and something that I'm kind of struggling with right now, and that's how betrayal can change somebody. I feel like I have been betrayed and disrespected, and it's not just one time or two times or three times. It's been a lot of times, and it's kind of tough when you kind of put up with the betrayal the first time. You're just like, okay, this won't happen again. And it does end up happening again. And that's really tough, because especially when it's from somebody that you care about and that you think cares about you, because you want that change. You don't want to feel like that forever. And the first time is the hardest time to shake off the betrayal and the disrespect. And I don't know if I'm sure there's plenty of other people out there that have dealt with this or is dealing with this, and I can't be the only one. And I'm to my breaking point of putting up with betrayal and disrespect. And I don't think anybody should really put up with disrespect. And, there have been excuses. I guess I'm mainly talking in my relationship. And, I'm to a rough point right now of where I don't know what to do, because everything has changed, and I don't know if anything can ever feel the same as it once was. And that's a tough feeling to sit with. And I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but it's hard to come back from that, not just once or twice, but I think once that one thing hits that is like, this cannot happen, and it happens, it's hard. And there are other factors within this. Alcohol is within this factor of the reasoning why certain things have happened. And I personally don't think that is a excuse for doing things improperly. I have never treated anyone very poorly while drinking. Obviously, everybody makes mistakes. Sure, when you're drinking and you're not thinking, maybe you'll say something stupid or do something stupid, but not to a level of disrespect that is something that breaks trust. And just a basic human being should not do this, no matter what the circumstances. And it's hard to come back from that, and I don't think I can come back from that, or I don't, as bad as I want to, forgive and move forward. I don't know if it's something that I can do deep within me that I disagree with so heavily. And it's hard because you just want to be happy, and I don't know if anybody else feels that, of just wanting to be happy and just wanting somebody to just treat you the way that you treat them, or that the amount of respect and I don't even know that you put into somebody else, just being there for somebody no matter what. And when you don't have that person that you can rely on, that you thought once was going to be a part of your life for a very long time and is no longer a contributing factor, or is falling apart right in front of you, it's hard. But if there's anybody else dealing with betrayal or anything like that, you can't blame yourself. I've kind of blamed myself a little bit, just reflecting on everything. And I think it all starts with that first time of being disrespected and betrayed, and you need to kind of confront that, and you cannot continue to let it happen. And I kind of regret that, and I have I'm kind of mad at myself that I continued to let things like this happen, and just hoping that things would be different and things would change and everything like that. But sometimes hope isn't enough, and without that dedication from somebody else and without that care from somebody else, it's a one-way street of all of your effort and energy. And eventually, you run out of energy because you give and never receive. And it's draining. So don't get in that cycle. Try not to blame yourself too much. It's really not your fault, because everybody makes their own decisions, and you're making the right decisions of being there for somebody. It's them that are in the wrong for not giving you what you deserve and what you require. And, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of breaks me to think about that. And I thought about this the other day of, even if I did make this work, right, and she did change and she started loving me the way that I deserve and not disrespecting me and giving me all of her loyalty and making me feel good, does that matter if the journey to get there breaks me? And, maybe you should ask yourself that. And it's hard to be honest with yourself sometimes, and it's hard to be honest about your situation and your surroundings. But I think it's important to really ground yourself, and it's so easy to get caught up in what's happening, and you just want to move on to not having to think about it, and oh my God, I'm so sorry, right? They're so sorry that this happened and that happened, and it'll never happen again, and I never want to hurt you like this again. But in reality, you got to recognize a pattern eventually. And I know my situation's kind of a little different because alcohol is heavily involved, and she's recovering from I guess, kind of being an alcoholic. And, I don't know if it's fair to me or to her to not pin it against her, but to contribute that much to it. Because, yes, she's trying to put an effort to make a change here with her drinking habits that in correlation would help. But at the end of the day, it doesn't change your reality. Just because somebody else changes theirs doesn't mean it changes yours and doesn't impact how it affects you. So I think you kind of have to sometimes sit with that realization and that feeling of how does it really make you feel? Because, I'm not going to lie, things that have happened, they do not sit right with me. And, morally, it goes against everything that I stand for. And I would never do that. But, sometimes you stand for a lot more than somebody else stands for. And I don't think you should compromise your morals or anything that you stand for to adapt to somebody else's, ethics and betrayal. You shouldn't have to adapt to something like that. You should just receive what you deserve. And, sometimes you just got to do what's right for you. And I'm still in that process. I'm kind of processing everything. And it's hard. And it's not an easy path going forward. But I still don't know what to do because I want to forgive. But I've forgiven so many times that I don't know what's right anymore. But I hope you guys can relate to this, and I hope, this helps somebody to not feel as alone as they feel right now, because I know that feeling is awful, and nobody should have to go through feeling alone or lost in life because of somebody else's actions. So I appreciate you guys listening, and let's have a conversation in the comments. And I appreciate all of you for being here. See you guys.